Okay, that works well.
Yeah.
Hey beautifuls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, hi, I'm Finn. I post content twice a week. In today's video, I've actually got a really quite exciting video. It's something that I only came up with the idea maybe like 3 days ago. I thought, do you know what? We're gonna have a look at the cheapest brush set I can find on Amazon. So, these are not the cheapest brushes as such, like if you divide the cost between each lot of brushes, this is just the cheapest brush set. So this brush set is actually 8 pieces with a bag and a sponge, and it comes in a nice box for £2.99 from Amazon with free next day delivery if you've got Prime. Can you really get much better than that, or is there a massive catch? I've had to whack my ISO up. I'm really sorry if the lighting's a little bit off. I'll try and kind of alter it, but the lighting's not great at the moment because we've had our summer, it's England, we had 2 weeks of hot and heat and beautifulness, and now it's just autumn. That's the way that England works. So let's get straight into the video and let's try and have a look at these £2.99 brush sets. This is the box that it came in. It's actually not a bad box, it is quite nice. The back you have some writing on there, nothing too extravagant or fancy. And then on the inside, now I'm going to put that away for later because I just want you guys to know that this is a real review. Now this has got so many good reviews on Amazon. I don't trust a single one of those reviews, I really don't, and I'll explain exactly why after this. Obviously we're still in the climate of COVID. I've already had a look at everything here. I've taken it all out, I've washed it, I've cleaned it, Dettoled the handles, scrubbed the bristles, cleaned the sponge, which we'll come back to later. And this is a picture just to prove that I have cleaned it all. It's all really clean. So we then get the pink pouch, so that's what that looks like. This is exactly the same as my Sub Sky Black pouch, except it's pink. It's exactly the same, even down to like the stitching and the handle. They're quite clearly from the same manufacturer. And then we get 8 brushes inside the bag. So let me show you all 8 brushes. Bear in mind these did come individually wrapped, but obviously where I've washed them all, I've taken them out, I've given them a thorough clean. All of the handles look like this. You get a pink pointed handle with a gold bristle clasp thing. Is that what it's called? I don't know. A gold bristle clasp. And then all of the bristles are this beautiful like baby pastel pink colour. They are really pretty brushes. These are definitely pretty, especially for like pre-teens, anyone who just loves pink. But they all look like this. So we get inside a foundation brush, a contour brush, a powder brush, a blending brush, a small and a large detailer brush, a flat concealer brush, and then we also get a really chunky angled brush, which would be good for like eyebrows I think, but this is chunky. I'm not sure how well it's going to cope, especially doing like more finer details, but we're gonna have a look. Now this bit's important if you're looking at buying this for family members, I don't know, friends, Christmas, whatever. If you are looking at buying this in general, you need to listen to me for this bit. If you're not going to look at buying this, then just skip ahead to like this bit here. But this did come with a sponge. All of the reviews on Amazon said that there is no scent, no odour, it's all great, it's all 5 stars, etc, etc. Hang on a second, honeys, because actually in every single box you get one of these. So this literally says on the card, this is your warranty. Also, it comes with like a little scratch card area. So you scratch the bit that was here, and it tells you how much you can get off if you leave a review. So of course, now I've read this, if I give them a review, I can get £10 Amazon gift card voucher. And that's what I honestly think all of the other reviewers have done. Now onto the actual sponge section. I honestly thought I'd given myself a chemical burn. Hang on, when I first ever opened this box, it still stinks, and the sponge on the inside stunk of like nail polish remover, really strong nail polish remover. So I tried to clean the sponge because I was cleaning everything else. Let's just clean the sponge, see what happens. I put the sponge in the water and the water turned yellow. The sponge was pink, it wasn't yellow, that wasn't dye, that is chemical, pure chemical coming out of that sponge. And it just kept turning the water even more yellow, like a really Just imagine you're dehydrated and you went for a wee, a little bit like that. And in the end I decided to rip it and put it in the bin because I don't know what is in that sponge. I don't know what chemical is in there, what I can do to get rid of it. There was a chemical in there and it stank. So all of the reviews that are saying there is no scent, either I am really, really unlucky, which I doubt because it all came plastic wrapped, or you're lying. So this is a real review. I am truly reviewing this brand based on just the brushes, not the sponge, because the sponge gets 0 from me. Right, now I've got over that bit. Like I said, if you're going to buy this for like friends and family or whatever, take the sponge out, throw it in the bin. They do not want that. You're going to end up really hurting yourself. Obviously, I'm only using these brushes for the full face, otherwise it's not a full face. But we are lacking in a couple, so I'm going to have to improvise a little bit. So, I've already moisturised. The first thing I'm going to do is pop on some primer. This is the Maybelline Face Studio Prime. I really like this stuff, by the way. By the way guys, my parcel for Thursday's video has just got here and I am absolutely so excited for Thursday's video. I'm so excited. First thing I'm going to do is take the foundation brush, which is this pointy one here, and I'm going to be going in with my PS, My Perfect Colour Foundation. I always use this one for YouTube videos because I'm not a massive fan of it on me. I think it's a little bit too dark. So for YouTube it's okay. I'm just going to be popping a little bit on the back of my hand and popping that from my nose outwards. Let's go. I'm not a fan of foundation brushes like this anyway. I prefer to use a sponge, but obviously I can't do that. It's okay. It's not my favourite foundation brush. I prefer my number 7 one, and I definitely prefer my Subsky one. It just sort of leaves an awful lot of lines, but I'm going to buff this out and we will go from there. But there are a lot of lines in my foundation at the moment. Now obviously we only get the one sort of contour buffing brush. I'm going to buff my foundation out with this and then I'm going to use it later for other stuff as well, but I just want to see if it works, so let's just try and buff it out a little bit. Pat it all in. Yeah, that works. That's better. Sometimes I don't always think that a foundation is based upon the brush. Sometimes it is just on the foundation. You should always buff your foundation out after anyway for a more like natural glow. Now I'm going to be going in with the MUA Pro Base Concealer, and I'm going to be taking the little concealer brush and just chucking a little bit under my eyes. I actually quite like this brush. It feels really long. Cool, I like that one. Very nice. Very nice to hold as well, really nice weight. Yeah, so far I actually think they're quite ergonomic. They do feel nice like holding your hand. I'm now going to be taking my W7 Banana Dreams. I'm going to be taking the powder brush, the really big chunky one. I'm fussy with powder brushes, so we will see how this holds up. Oh! Okay, that works well. I wasn't expecting to. So far my favourite powder brush is my Real Techniques one that Fred got me for Christmas. And then closely followed by my Do Colour one. But considering this stuff is 30p each, if you divide 8 brushes plus the pouch by £2.99, they're about 30p each. So I'm not mad at that. I'm now going to take the buffing brush, well, the contour brush that I use to buff my foundation out. Like I said, we're improvising, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of blush. I'm taking the I Heart Revolution one, and I'm going to go in with the shade Confection and Squishy. Maybe that's a little bit dense for a wow. That's not horrendous though, I actually quite like that. So far, for £2.99, if you've got like a preteen or someone just getting into makeup, they're just starting, this is worth it. And you have a little case to keep all together, it's just cute. This is where I think it could end up going wrong, so I'm going to be taking this brush here, my angled brush for my eyebrows, but it is chunky, it's so thick that I don't know if it's going to work properly. Wish me luck. Considering how chunky that is, I am not mad. Let's do the other eye. I'll be honest, I've had to brush them out a little bit because they were just too chunky. When you look at the difference between thickness, like there's that, but then look at that. They're not the best eyebrows I've ever had. Then again, it's not the best eyebrow brush I've ever had, so I'm not that mad. It's all good. My base I really quite like. I think it looks quite, I don't know, quite cute. I like it. So moving on, I'm going to be taking the eyeshadow brushes. I don't know, I'm going to make it up as I go along, but I'm using the I Heart Revolution Cookies and Cream palette, and I think I'm going to start off with Milk. That's so soft. Wow. That's brilliant. I'm now going to be going in with, let's take a little bit of cocoa powder and pop that in my corner. I mean, I'm not angry and I'm not mad at this. That's what my eye looks like at the moment. I will do another colour in a sec. Let's just do that on the other eye. I'm actually going back in with my little buffing contour brush and I'm just trying to like sort of blend it out because we only get the one. I'd be super happy with that, but that's not bad. This is coming with me in my kit. It is nice. I'm going to go back in with the little concealer brush. This is also just a flat brush, so you can just use it for colour in your eyes. And I'm going to take I used this side for my concealer, so I'm going to take the other side. I'm going to go in with, what colour do I want? Crunch? Vanilla? No, I'm going to go in with the shade Cream, because then my eyes are literally cocoa powder and cream. Now I'm just going to take that other brush and pat it out, blending it ever so slightly into the purple. Now I'm going to be taking the detailer brush, preferably the small one. I like these, and I'm going to be taking the shade Twist and popping that on my lower lash line. Quick change that one. Blend, blend, blend. Right guys, so far we've had a look at all of the brushes except from my big fat detailer brush, which I thought would be quite nice as a highlight brush. So I'm going to try it as a highlight brush. I'm going to be going in with the Revolution Vintage Lace Highlight Palette. I'm going to be taking the shade, let's go with the white one. And then a little bit of the white and the darker one. Is some lips. I'm going to pop some lipstick on and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on what these brushes are capable of and what I think. So see you in a sec. Right guys, this is the absolute final look using my £2.99 brush set and only using the £2.99 brush set. I am impressed. I'm so impressed. I am genuinely going to give this a 4-star review on Amazon. I'm going to give it the 4-star because for £3, look. But I'm also going to give it that 1-star because what happened with that sponge actually scared me and I just don't think, no. So, what I really think, are you looking for brushes and you're on a really tight budget? These are perfect. If you've got a a 9-year-old to a 12, 13-year-old that is playing around with makeup, they're perfect. The only thing I'm going to say is if you're going to buy these for someone else, genuinely, especially if they're younger, take that sponge out and clean everything first, put it back in there. They will not know and you'll be happy that it's all clean and hygienic and tidy. My two favourites are definitely the fluffy eyeshadow brush and the highlight, buffing, contour, everything brush. The least favourite is probably the eyebrow one, to be honest. I think this would work really, really nicely as a eyeliner fluffy brush. When it's not too thick and you blend it out, would be perfect, but for eyebrows, no. It's okay, it's just not amazing. For £2.99, 30p, I'm not complaining, well worth it. So guys, that's my final verdict. It's really worth it, just not the sponge. Thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. If you like the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you've got Amazon, actually, I do an awful lot of Amazon reviews. I really, really appreciate it if you could just click helpful if you found this review helpful. I really, really hope you have a fantastic day, evening or weekend, wherever you are in the world, and I really, really hope that I get to see you guys again in the next video, which will be on Thursday, and it's so exciting. I'm so excited, so hopefully I get to see you guys Thursday. But until then, love you, bye.